I guess maybe tell the channel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
send it out
will.
there because you know what? We're going to be live right now for all my aliens, apes, and zombies. We got a special one here Sunday night in Chicago. It's 9 o'clock. That's Central Standard Time on June 27th. And you know what? We're going to talk some Wicked Craniums in a little bit, just in a second here. But I got to touch base with my CryptoPunks, the CryptoPunks. They're not mine. They're everyone's. These NFTs right here. We're going to browse through and take a little look here. As we can see, our floor is right around 14.5, and we are still under 1,700 CryptoPunks that are for sale. So that's my supply and demand metric that I like to look at. And punks for sale right here. Not much looking good on the first two rows as far as anything desirable. Once you see like, you know, a prime albino in the first two rows, then you know, those usually should get picked off and bought up, which they are. Speaking of picked up and bought up, we have another purple hair that got bought today. We have two purple hats that got bought 10 and 21 hours ago. I saw this one with the classic shades. That was a real good look that I saw that was for sale. That was underneath 20. But enough about the CryptoPunks. We're seeing that they are retracting a little bit in the last 24 hours, 53%. But the Wicked Craniums right here is the main fact that we're going to talk about in today's show, because these Wicked Craniums did come out and they still are having a surge of 3% in the last 24 hours. So they are not slowing down one bit. I wanted to get some more facts and info on these Wicked Craniums. So I brought in two experts. All right. One, we're going to bring in Sigh. Sigh, how are we doing this evening?
Good. Thanks for having me here.
Hey, thanks a lot. You know, I was just thumbing around on Twitter and I came across your wicked cranium right there. All right. I saw the crown on the head. I saw the naked stance on it. And, you know, you don't show it off a lot. I'm glad you did because I need to know more knowledge about it. So how about you tell us a little bit how you got into these particular NFTs?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, I'm a collector. You know, I started off actually in CryptoPunks, dabbled in, you know, your apes, your Kongs, your various other punk derivatives. And most of the time, you know, I look at them, I look at the art, I decide whether or not I want to keep them or flip them. For the craniums is pretty unique. You know, it's like it sold out super fast. The art right away was really unique. I'm the type of person that, you know, when a project launches, I like to look at the rarities and see what's new, you know, what's rare and what's unique, what kind of looks might come out of it. And immediately when I saw this one, I was like, this is the one. You know, I just kind of had to have it. It was minted by Soup Yum, as you can see there, who is a really avid one-of-one collector. I knew he wouldn't probably use this as his main profile picture because he's just, you know, he's a one-of-one collector. He's not a huge project kind of guy. So I DM'd him and we just went back and forth on it quite a bit and just settled on a number, 19 ETH. And you know, it was like the first night and I just pulled the trigger. And I think it's probably
this is night one, huh? I mean,
night one, yeah.
This is some major foreshadowing. I mean, you really, what did you know? So obviously you knew the creator, so you had some backing there. What else did you know about this prior to aping in? It's something that was 19 Ethereum on day one.
I mean, there was a lot. Like, don't get me wrong, and a lot of people are questioning me on that. But I even question myself every day whether it was a good buy. But I think, again,
I'm going to praise you. That was sweet.
the variables I look at is, again, like, will the project have lasting, you know, a lasting time on it? And to me, again, I didn't know at the time. I still don't know. We're still early, but it had all the signs, right? Like a strong community, differentiating art, a decent roadmap, a launch that was not botched. And there were also a lot of OG CryptoPunks diving in too. So you have guys like D's and he diving in, which to me was a really great sign, you know. And I think one cannot also discount the fact of just having the grail of a project, and, you know, like, imagine having the 7 Addy of CryptoPunks, right? Or whatever. Those kinds of opportunities don't come along too often. So I think after weighing a lot of the variables, I felt that 19 was actually a decent price, you know, if this project happens to really take off. And so I went for it.
All right. I'm going to bring in a co-partner, I would say, because on Discord, and that's what really makes an NFT, gives it its strength, the foundation built in the Discord. We have, you know, one of the mods right here on that Discord, Stikman. All right. Stick the dip on Twitter. How are we doing? How do you work into this whole realm of tongue twister there, Wicked Craniums?
I'm doing great. I appreciate you bringing me on. So kind of like Sigh said, I did my digging. I don't just chase any of these projects that are popping up daily. I wanted something with quality and that I could be a collector in. So I looked at their website, and I also watched the contract during the minting process, and I was kind of watching how smooth it was going and seeing how fast it was selling. And then I hopped in right around 9,800 already being sold, and things were just very quick. I've had a lot of conversations with a big player in the Craniums, Gindy. I don't know if any of you guys know of him, but he's the biggest holder in the cranium space with around 243 craniums. And that's it. That's huge to see. And that really gave me a lot of hope to just keep pillowing in, because he wasn't looking to just sell them back to back to back. And in a lot of these pop-up projects, that's what he's been doing, but he wants to be the biggest holder and long-term growth.
And you know, that speaks a lot right there. It's like what you're telling me is a major collector. You know, he's almost a venture capitalist where he's going through projects, checking out the projects, seeing if some stick on the wall. He noticed something here within this current project, which he's hodling. So he's not trying to, you know, piece it out. He's not looking to ladder up. He has a significant number of them. You know, there again, supply and demand. So he will be able to, you know, help the project, look at the project, and position himself for success of this project. You know, very similar to what you've done in the early adoption phase that you've staked within this project.
Yep, and I will admit to everybody in the community, I used to be one of those flippers. Any project I joined, I was flipping stuff within 2 hours after I bought it. Zed Run kind of started that, and I did very well from it. But this is one of those that I don't want to miss on. I don't want to build my collection up and it take off. Community is the number one key for me here, because I want to see a lot of unique owners. And granted, I am a big holder in the cranium space. I do want to hold, and if new people get past that number where I kind of need to start selling them to the people, and I'm kind of running out of giveaways, I will definitely be willing to part with some of them to get another unique owner here and there as we kind of reach that point of, okay, do we have 4,000, 5,000 unique owners across 10,762, I think, craniums. Yeah,
so
I would be
you're trying to spread the wealth, and I've seen you give them away. And, you know, I mean, giving them away shows the growth and the maturity of the community, you know, very similar to a lot of projects that start off. I mean, obviously we know about CryptoPunks and developers giving away most away in the beginning of the process, but you want to do the same, because what that does is you, by giving one of them away, will make 5, 6, maybe 8 people bring light to the project. And then those giving by that one away, maybe someone changes their Twitter handle for it. And then that person has a whole bunch of followers. And then that person says, well, you know what? I'm going to look into the Wicked Craniums as well. So it adds the snowball effect and adds to the community. They're going to look at Stikman saying, you know what? Good guy here, giving these away to shed light on a great project. And prior, you said you felt sorry about trying to ladder up with other things like Zed horses. Hey, you don't have to be sorry about that. At the end of the day, none of us want to be sitting with a bunch of NFTs that are worthless, and it's all in the eye of the beholder. If you have something cool that you cherish, it's always going to have value. All right. But when you're looking into big projects and bigger things,
You need to have that capital.
you got it. And what you're going to do with that is, good projects are going to build more followers, and more followers are going to build the capital within the community. And you see it with the subcultures that come out of it, the websites that pop up out of, new NFTs coming up, the excitement, the apparel lines that come up with it. I mean, the flexibility that, that you have with something that's very pliable like this, life in the day of one of these, there's going to be a whole storyline behind this. Speaking of storylines, I want to bring in Sigh again. Sigh, why don't you tell us a little bit about, because we had someone in chat, whoever was it, say, all hail the king. All right. All hail the king from Mario. Why don't you talk a little bit about some of the attributes within your, what number is it? I have it here somewhere. I don't have it memorized like you do. What number are you there?
I don't even have the number memorized. So the king is interesting, right? Because he just like looks like a king. It's
1875. It sounds like a good year.
A royal number, right? 1875. Yeah. So my guy, again, he's a naked emerald, not an O, but an emerald nonetheless, with a crown. One probably overlooked feature is he's got golden teeth. I think you're typically blinded by everything else, and you missed the golden teeth, but he does have golden teeth.
Would you maybe consider that like a hidden trait of this?
Yes,
I mean, I'm looking at it now, and I didn't even notice that until you'd mentioned it. And it is a hidden trait. It is.
It's like definitely not the first thing you see, right? But it's there.
And only 5% have this attribute of the hidden trait.
It's nice, and it just adds to like the royal kind of style of the cranium. It's interesting, like people just started calling him the king. It's not something I even like asked for or started, and people are just doing it kind of organically, which is really cool. I think there will be many other characters that develop within the community. I think there already are, which is great. And so like people will hopefully start to be known as, this or that, and like these characters and these stories will be born. And to me, that's actually the most interesting part.
Yeah, the stories is what I love about it. I mean, you have the Mardi Gras background, which is black with the emerald like body skeleton. It just looks so sharp. I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's so sick. Yeah. And the fact that it's the only one.
All right, explain that a little bit into a little bit detail. You told me about that in the green room prior, or in the emerald. We'll call it the emerald room in this case.
Yeah, so I mean, naked is a clothing trade on the craniums, and it just means that they don't have any clothing. Of all the nakeds, there's only one that is emerald, and obviously there's a ton of other ones, but there's only one that's emerald, and so that's what makes him, I think, just super unique.
So this sternum right here, this sternum is probably covered in almost any other emerald one, because yours is a naked emerald. You get to see the the glamour, the shiny, the bling.
Yes.
You see it all.
Yes.
The question for you: if it did sell for the current price, would you be sad if it got sold?
I would not be sad. I think it would be an amazing thing for the community, and just a huge proving point that like these things, are where they should be. I would definitely spend some of that, pick up a new one, if not using one of my other ones. Like, I would still be part of the community, so I would not be sad at all. I would be super happy for the community.
There's two things that I found that are problems with CryptoPunks. And the first one is you can never own just one of them. Like anytime I found someone that buys one, they always work their tail off to get a second one. And the other problem I found with CryptoPunks is seller's remorse. Anytime you sell one, you're like, man, I used to have that. I love that. I want that one back. So it's almost the same thing here. But, like what you're saying, to make it newsworthy,
Yep.
to maybe,
I've said it before. Every sale worth making, you should have at least a little bit of regret afterwards.
Well, that shows your true passion for why you collected it in the beginning. If it's the love of the look for it, if it's the community that you're trying to help stake behind you, if it's the collectible aspect, if it's, I mean, heck, if it's just trying to make a little more scratch. I mean, think if that thing sold for 100 Ethereum right here, I mean, that would boost the charts up significantly.
Totally.
All right, so more analyst side right here, Stikman. All right, where are we heading with these with these wicked craniums here? I mean, you might have. You look like a guy who might have a little bit of insight. I don't need anything that doesn't need to be shared, but I mean, right now we had these things launch. They sold out. You can get them on the aftermarket, the secondary market now. I'm seeing them pop up all over the place on Twitter. I mean, almost everyone's avatars, and it's a good looking avatar to have in there. Like you could see it significantly. So where are your thoughts on the future of this? And you know, when I mean future, like next week seems like next year. So
Oh yeah, 100%. A week feels like a year in the NFT space. So as a team and the community, we discussed that we want to start sharing more updates with the community, because a lot of us in the NFT space, our attention span is, there's projects hopping up everywhere. So the projects we are in, we want to stay in the loop and have announcements continually or regularly, to where we constantly have our mind on that project and realize, okay, there's stuff being done in the back end and things being worked on that is really going to be a driving factor in whether or not my investment is going to be secure. We all want security. I sometimes like high risk and no reward on occasion, but from my standpoint, where we're heading, once we release the Cradle, I think that's going to be a huge eye opener for the NFT space and other projects, because I haven't seen any other project do this sort of thing implemented within their community. Is really gonna bring people's creative and writer side out of them to create a story that represents them and the cranium that represents them, because ultimately a lot of us are going into we choose a cranium off of the artwork, the aesthetic, something that fits us. Like, do we wear hoodies all the time and hats? We want a cranium that wears essentially those two things. So
I've had the pleasure of being with a couple people as they bought CryptoPunks for the first time, and they're asking me, oh, you know, X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, well, what do you like? And when I bought the CryptoPunk that you're looking at, this AR filters designed after, I just looked at something that was cool. I like the big red clown nose, the big shades. So it's all in the eye of the beholder. It's what you see right off the get-go. Some people see dollar signs of, oh, well, I want to buy a floor something or other, because I think I'll be able to make the most money off of it. Or maybe I'm going to buy the alien, ape, and zombie because that's going to be the rarest and most desirable. So it's the same thing here, where you're able to, there's multiple areas of how you can collect it depending
There's
on
something for everyone.
Yeah,
for the collector, for the aesthetic. Yep, there's something for everyone. I mean, you're all about stories, right? Like, even in just a little bit of a week, we have some crazy stories. I think there's been like 3 to 4 people who have already have cranium tattoos. Like, I've had people reach out to me about like random projects and just sending awesome, you know, artwork that they've done for my avatar. What else? I mean, like again, numerous projects. On the first night, someone like fat fingered and actually sold a cranium for way under list, and I actually sent them ETH, you know, just out of my own pocket, because I usually never do something like that, and I did it the first night, and I just felt like I should, because I don't know, I you know, it just felt right to me.
Right here, an hour ago, Space Cowboy, he aped in. He got one VR glasses right there with the rose in the mouth. You know, we're seeing some OGs in the space pulling off some wicked craniums just like that.
Nope, there's a tattoo.
That's how close I was. I mean, we just met a couple seconds ago. My
word, look at this. Look at
that. All right, this is getting
detailed.
All right. You're Stikman. You're one of the mods here. All right. maybe we start doing like a Wicked Wednesday with Crypto Nova 311 here, and we just shoot on a Wednesday night. We just get some of these wicked people on here and start telling.
I would
some of
love
these
that.
stories.
I have a handful of people that message me all the time, and they're wanting to get involved with my Twitter Spaces or streams. Kind of tell their story. That tattoo, I seen that earlier, and I was like, that is a true collector that loves what he holds. And I have met a lot of people that even if they love something, even if it goes to zero, they do not care. They love the artwork behind it. I also wanted to, I've been watching the chat on the side. Mario asked what other projects we've invested in that may be the next Cranium. I will elaborate that I have not invested in any others because the Craniums, the wheel is just starting to turn. And the community is starting to ramp up, and we haven't even released some major components of the roadmap yet. So I think it's a very early stage to get in at, and it's not too late. I would hate to see all of those people that have been asking me, is it too late? Is it too late? Wait, and then we take off and do the next leg up, and then they get in at that point, because that's money that essentially you could have invested earlier on.
You know, and this is what I say, and obviously none of this is financial advice. For me, how I actually got into cryptocurrency about 7 years ago was, I stopped just buying soft drinks, and then I'm like, you know what? At the end of the month, $50, I'm gonna just buy a little Ethereum, a little Bitcoin, and then all of a sudden it was, you know what? When I go out after softball, I'm gonna not buy pizza and beer, and then all of a sudden at the end of the week, that's $100 towards the Ethereum and Bitcoin. And then next thing I know, I'm looking down. It's just like, holy cow, now I could do something with this. And then I started buying NFTs. But I knew in the back of my head, any of this I can lose at any time. The cool thing about it is, at the end of the day, I still have cool art. I still have something cool. I have the community behind it. So it's almost like a memento. So like, even if, I don't own it. I don't own any Wicked Craniums. But if my CryptoPunks went to zero, I'd be happy with just telling the story.
Well, you're part of history, essentially.
And that, and the community that I was with, it's my memento. It's like the Beanie Baby craze. It just all went crazy. And heck, Jay-Z's in there.
Your brand.
You got it.
Your personal brand.
Jay-Z's coming out with a brand right now. He's got his punk out. When will they make the jump? When will one of these be like?
I think a lot of rappers will probably want to rock Craniums.
Yeah, look at that. That's sweet. Imagine like Cypress Hill right there. Be Real on Cypress Hill busting out one of those things. That'd be really wicked.
Yep.
All it takes is one. It takes the community, which you guys are building right now. I'm talking to the stakeholders of the community right now. And then two, all it takes is the right person at the right time to say the right things. And then right before your eyes, you're sitting pretty.
One of the first ways I gauge a project is by community. And I'll just quickly note, obviously Craniums is the one I'm in the most, but two other ones I'm excited about are, number one, Dystopian Punks, which is actually run by one guy. It's a punk derivative. I don't know if you guys have seen those, but they kind of again take on their own lore. They have their own vibe. The one guy both did all the development and all the design. I love it.
Right, do you mind dropping that in the private chat there, or you can put it in the normal chat too, and I can pull it up real quick.
Yeah. Let me pull it up.
Because there's another question in there that maybe that one was answered. How will Craniums be different from the Bored Apes Yacht Club? How are they different themselves? Thoughts on that?
Do you want me to answer that, or you want me to let Sigh answer that? I kind of want to hear from somebody that's not a moderator. I kind of want to hear their perspective on, because I know a little bit more detail, so I kind of know where we're going to differentiate. I would like to see from an outside standpoint where they see it going.
Here's how I kind of look at all the avatar or profile pic projects, right? It's kind of like owning a car, right? And every car manufacturer has its own direction, its own audience, right? Like a Ford Mustang has a certain audience versus a Tesla or a Honda Civic, right? And so that's really how I look at it. And so Bored Apes, I've said this multiple times too, but they're kind of like the supreme of NFT fashion, so to speak. Craniums, I don't know what brand they're gonna be like yet, but I could see them being more as like a almost like a Vans almost, or like one of those other kinds of maybe more punky, more skatery kind of vibes, which again will lend itself to a whole set of other kinds of features and utilities and community to it, that something like a Supreme, you know, obviously as cool as its own, has its own community, but I think Craniums will develop its own as well.
I wanted to elaborate on that a little bit. So currently the crossover between ape holders, so crossover in terms of apes holding craniums and craniums holding apes, there is currently 1,000 owners of both, and that kind of blows my mind, because that means that there's about 2,000 other people that don't even own apes that are just strictly in craniums. So the market is there, and there's the interest that there's people that are going to connect with skeletons a little bit more. It's a little not bashing Bored Ape. It's a little bit more of a mature artwork NFT, whereas apes are a little doing their own thing. And
I totally get it. You're not bashing either one. They're totally different art styles. I see exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, and they're both amazing, and I'm hoping that, I mean, as time goes on, I'll be able to release more details on the differentiation to each. We're only 7 days in. We hit our week. I think.
Honestly, on. It says it feels like a week, but does it feel all right? I do it in dog years, as I was telling you guys before. Well, like 7 times 7, does it feel like 49 days actually? I mean, that's the space-time continuum.
69 days.
There you go. So that's what it is. You know, we got people right here. He's buying one now. Hey, you know, Mario, if you're buying one now, you should come on. We can restream it. We can do it live right now. So Mario, if you're still watching, drop in. I mean, I could just send you a link. You can just buy this bad boy live on Restream. We can have it recorded, and you can have it forever. We can just, you know, you can have it forever. And later on, I can give it to someone to mint the moment too, so we can mint the moment of you buying it.
Wow. Look at that. A creator creating things.
That's what we do. That's what we do. Psyduck, do you mind if we take a look at your OpenSea account?
No, go ahead. I got nothing to hide.
It here. I just wanted to ask. I'm not saying I dig through people's wallets, but I dig through people's wallets. You know, we'll keep it to the craniums here. Just that way, if you have some other alpha information in there you want to keep hidden. Actually, what I kind of did back in the day when I started is I'd follow Pranksy, and I'd be happy to say I enjoyed the pieces that Pranksy would have. And I'm not saying I'd be behind him picking up the scraps, but I would see the cool things that he was buying and kind of look into them myself. So you have, is it correct, 36 of 36 wild Wicked Craniums?
Yeah, I think so.
I need to see which ones I'm trying to kidnap from him.
So that emerald one with the rice hat right there, that one is nice too. He's got the full garb. He's got the open mouth smoke coming out.
The emerald old is a 0.41 in the scrubs, which is a 7%. The rice hat, which is a 1% and 5%, and the bloodshot eyes. Oh yeah, I didn't even notice bloodshot eyes. See, I'm learning right now. I didn't know anything about these different attributes.
I've swept the floor a couple times, so definitely have a few of those. I mentioned nakeds already. There's 3 right there that I like. Again, like I like the look of nakeds. You know, you saw those out? Did you buy those on the secondary market? Oh, look at this one. Oh, that one I
Explain this
bought
one a
from
little bit. I've
P.
seen a little bit about this face design. Which one is this one called?
Psychedelic. Oh,
Psychedelic. Okay.
so the psychedelic you can tell because the skull is just crazy painted and has that awesome vibe, colorful
And that
vibe to
would
it.
continue through its entire skull. The skull always matches the body, correct? So it's always the body
Yes.
matches the skull. So that's one significant attribute class.
Yep. The moto suit is pretty rare too, and just again looks really awesome.
There's only 83 motor suits out there.
Total of 83 motor suits. There we go. Live action right there.
I love smoke. It gives it a nice dimensionality. You can tell.
Yeah, that one's fumes,
yeah.
I believe. Isn't that a fumes one?
That one's fumes. There's smoke and there's
sides?
fumes. Yep. So sick. It looks like he could belong in like a Diablo 2 or like some kind of RPG character.
Tron 3 revisited, Tron back from the dead.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of hidden attributes with these. Again, there's matching sets too. There's the logo hoodies. There's logos on the hoodie and the hats as well. So like that shares something with obviously Bored Apes, where I think building a brand around the Craniums will be interesting to see where that goes.
A brand around a branding, that's significant, and that's
yeah, because like the Bored Apes with the swag, with the merch are definitely fetch more than than the floors. People desire those.
It's crazy seeing your collection, and I'm looking at mine right now, and it's just like there's so much differentiation between pieces. Yeah, I have a lot, but even looking at yours, I'm like, do I even have one that looks like that? Like, it's just crazy to see. I think there was 180 traits. I did put mine in the chat in case you wanted to pull mine up. But yeah,
in case I wanted to pull it up. Yeah, I do want to pull it up. This is what I like to do in my free time. And what I like to do is, I mean, that's why I kind of have these live streams going here, because I do this anyways. I kind of dig through these. I shouldn't say dig through people's accounts. That sounds bad, but I try to find significant people within the NFT community, see what they have going on, seeing where they feel value could be. Coming in, I thought personally, I didn't know anything much about this. I thought something that just had a nail in with no hats or head covering would be something that would be a little bit more valuable. Is there any truth to that? Is there any more rarity to something that does not have headgear? Like one less attribute?
I would say no.
I know on a naked, if you get no headgear on it, yes, that is going to increase the value. I've seen one entirely, I think it's a 3 trait or 4 trait naked that it sold for 10 ETH recently. That one I personally like because the mask is very underrated in my opinion and is rare.
The party mask, 2%. And then it has what wicked teeth is that I see? Wicked teeth right here in the mouth.
Yeah, and it's hard to find those craniums with their arms showing. Like with wearing clothing but their arms showing.
The humerus bone popping out because it was the best, huh? Hey, you like that joke, huh? Humorous? You think that's funny, eh? That's
yeah.
why they call it humorous bone. We have Mario. All right, we'll get a hold of Mario. If you guys know Mario, we'll get Mario on next Wednesday. He has maybe we can get him doing a live by if he wants to. We don't have to. But we can go through what he thinks, because it's all in the eye of the art is all in the eye of the beholder here, and we can see what his thoughts are. I love looking at the different collections too, and like the differences that you guys both saw. 3D glasses here, so we got some laser eyes.
My favorite's my rose. That's one I represent. I think I'm gonna raise it to 100, just like what Psyduck's doing, because I'm attached to that piece because it's different. He doesn't have eyes. It speaks to me. And my heart.
Stikman, I hate to say something, but that color scheme and the color scheme of my AR filter, I'm digging it too, man. You got the blue, you got the green, you got the red, just like my nose, you got a little bit of crimson on the shoulder right there. I'm digging it too,
I appreciate that. I personally, one thing I want to do is collect all the rose ones, because it's different with the death scene. It's kind of like, oh, I see some right there. There's a lot of rose ones. I might go have to get a mortgage loan to buy all of them.
So that third one there is with the Saints clothes. Saints clothes is the rarest clothing attribute. So that's
25
why
total.
25 total. That's why that one's so expensive.
That one is clean.
This is the information that I like hearing because it makes me, yeah, look at that. 0.23 of the Saints clothes right there, huh?
Yep. And actually, if you go to the rarity tools, I think the top whatever 20 are all Saints clothes. So they're rated very high on the rarity scale because of how
I think
they
that
are.
one's number 20 exactly. I looked into that one because I'm a hyper competitive person and I wanted to top your buy-in, but
dude, this one's pretty sweet. Look at this one.
That one's clean. I love the one thing I really like about I call it a Russian hat, is that logo is so detailed within that cap that it just really pops.
Yeah, and then it had, yep. I wanted to touch base with. We had one question back up here. Other NFTs we might be interested in, because I saw these bad boys pop up.
Yes, really quick. I know it's Cranium Hour, but again, we're talking about community. These guys have a really strong community. This is V2 that just launched, sold out. Again, if you look at the artwork, they're cool, man. They're based off the original punks, different kinds of races, though, different attributes, and just have their own vibe. This kind of dystopian, neo, almost Japanese vibe. I love them.
I've been seeing these pop up as avatars as well. Some significant faces in the crypto punk community. There again, I mean, I try to soak up as much information as I could. I did look into these briefly, and then bam, before you know it, sold out. Thanks for bringing it to light again. Maybe we can get some more of these going on the secondary market.
Yeah.
What I want to do, though, I think next Wednesday, maybe we can plot a time and we can get some more Wicked Cranium friends back on here. We had a lot of people tuning in today.
Some live buys, some shopping.
Yeah, maybe we can get Mauricio to come in and do a live buy for us. We had some people here. All City Collectibles, awesome. The roses are dope. Yeah, those are pretty sweet. And then I'll never get my rose. Galaxy Farms is already calling you out. Well, maybe you will. The price is right. He's not going to take out a mortgage on it. What he's going to do is he's going to keep grinding away to build this product the best that he can with the developers. We got some ground floor action. He's going to keep us the latest and greatest here.
And then I'll just smooth talk you. I'll put a rose in my mouth, some cowboy boots on, and some jorts, and I'll get on stream and I'll get that rose cranium.
There we go. You'll work for that, Rose. Stikman, anything to add? To say, you know what? I'm gonna try to plan this for maybe not next Wednesday. I think I'm actually out of town next Wednesday, but we'll see what we can do. Let's see, next Wednesday. Actually, I'm gonna look at my calendar right now. Sorry to do this on live action, but next Wednesday is the 2nd. I can do it on the 2nd. You guys want to roll back and do something on the 2nd here?
Yeah, that should work.
Yeah, let's do it.
And we'll try to do it on the 2nd. We'll work on a time that works best for everyone. We'll get some fans in there. Stikman, anything to add?
Yeah, so to close out, I want to let everybody know that's listening and those that may tune into the recording later on. This cradle is going to be, it's something that the devs have a lot of pride in. I think that it's one of those instances where we need to expect the unexpected. We can't really grasp what value it's going to bring to the community and their creative sides and the different personalities each investor has. And then also to let you guys all know, I am also working on something. I hired a developer on my back end to bring something to the community as well, and let the developers over the Craniums focus on the projects at hand, while I am also focusing on a community project on my end that isn't even part of the roadmap. So stay tuned for that, and I appreciate all the support you guys have shown us, the retweets, spreading across media. One thing that I will hit on is, if each of us brought even just one unique owner in, that's over 5,000 unique owners, which is huge. But ultimately, we want to see healthy growth. On pullbacks, don't get scared. We want to all grow together. So if we're panicking at a pullback that is necessarily healthy, there's not going to be exponential growth down the road if people keep panicking at the bottom. So, yeah, I hope you guys value your craniums as much as I do and appreciate the community. And if you guys ever have feedback for me, definitely let me know. And
let him know his Twitter feed handles up there, man. You got almost 2,200 followers. Good for you. Damn.
Thank you.
Follow him, hit him up. He's there to help the community. Discord link, he's the mod, so you can hit him up there as well. And we can hit him up. Heck, in 3 days, we'll hit you up. We'll see if you can find anyone. Rally that community on that. Rally that Discord community. Find maybe 5 or 6 owners that are possibly looking to buy, sell. Maybe we can find a buyer and a seller that can come on. We'll live stream it. We'll show the interaction. Any cool stories, bring these people on. I think that'd be awesome thing to have.
Awesome. Will do.
Hey, Psyduck. All right. Anything from you out of your corner here? I mean, the epic. I mean, I feel like I need to take a knee in your presence here.
No, man. I think what's been said is all good. I think, it's day 7 or whatever. We're still super early. Obviously, hopefully people are feeling good about my purchase. I'm feeling good about my purchase. I'm super bullish on Craniums. There's a lot of awesome things that I know of. I don't even know that much either, but I know of a lot of things that are coming down the pipe. The devs are really trustworthy. They're doing a lot of stuff day in, day out. Stikman, I know, is like literally in Discord every day, like full-time job in it over there. So props to you, man, for everything you've been doing. But yeah, thanks for having me on.
Guys, I appreciate it. We're going to do this again real soon. When I mean real soon, like probably Wednesday, because I enjoy this. It's cool hanging out with cool people that are around cool things and have cool friends. I'm all about that. All right. With
Thanks,
that being said, this is Crypto Novo 311. Stay positive and love life.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.